is going on, YouTube? ExpressoShucko here, and today I wanted to have a little bit of fun and bring Torterra to the ladder. So we have Terra Steel on Torterra, and this will drop its 4x weakness to ice, as well as its weakness to flying type attacks. Now, the big thing here is dropping the weakness to flying type attacks is going to be great, because if we run into Pelipper and our Chalodon, then I don't have to worry about being weak to Hurricane, and I also don't have to worry about being neutral to water type Weather Ball, so that could be relatively nice. Now, this does technically open me up to fighting type attacks, and while becoming a steel type could be nice if I run into a Sneasler to avoid Dire Claw, it does open me up to close combat, so that could be a little bit precarious, which means I might have to be a little bit more on the cautious side when I click my Terra button for Torterra. We have a white herb here to restore our stats if we take an Intimidate, or more importantly, to restore our defenses if we go for a Shell Smash. Shell Smash will give us a +2 to our special attack, our physical attack, and our speed. And I don't know why I mentioned the special attack there first, because Torterra is a physical attacker here. If you look at those two stats, big difference between 163 and 76. And the nice thing here is Torterra can hit 107 speed, which means 1 Shell Smash, and we can outspeed Dragapult. Now, we do have Protect here, which means we are only running 2 damaging moves. So we have our 2 stab types here. We have Woodhammer and Earthquake, with the idea being Earthquake can do a lot of damage to the entire field, while Woodhammer can single target one Pokemon and do some massive damage right there. So honestly, a +2 attack stat Torterra is going to dent a lot of things, and even if I take an Intimidate, well, a +1 is still going to be relatively nice at the end of the day. As far as the rest of the team goes, we have Primarina here with Terra Poison and Throat Spray to boost up our special attack if we go for Hyper Voice. We also have Calm Mind to manually boost up our special attack as well as our special defense, and then that way we don't necessarily have to rely on clicking Hyper Voice. We could just go Calm Mind Moonblast right away. We have that special defense boost, and then that way we can take some special attacks relatively nice. So we do have that. We have Grimmsnarl, who is also running Terra Poison here, just to be able to drop our weakness to poison type attacks for the main reason right there. We have Light Clay to extend our screens. We also have Thunder Wave and Spirit Break. Typical Grimmsnarl stuff right there. Prankster. And mostly HP and especially defensive with a little bit of physical defense bulk. So that should be relatively nice for Grimmsnarl, especially if we get screens up. Screens are going to help the first 2 Pokemon that I mentioned, as well as Volcarona right here. Volcarona here is a Quiver Dance set. We have Terra Dark to get around Prankster status moves, and this way, if we run into opposing Grimmsnarl, we don't have to worry about Prankster Thunder Wave. We can click Terra Dark, we can become immune to that. We have a Citrus Berry here to give us a little bit of a burst of HP, and then Quiver Dance will boost up our special attack, our special defense, and our speed, which is going to be phenomenal. We have Fiery Dance as opposed to Heat Wave, and this way we don't have to worry about Wide Guard blocking our fire type damage. We have Giga Drain to restore a little bit of HP, and then we have Bug Buzz to hit things relatively hard. Now, one thing I'm going to mention about Volcarona as well as Golden Go is neither one of these Pokemon have Protect, so I have to be a little bit precarious, or cautious, sorry. I think cautious is the better word there. I have to be cautious with the Volcarona and the Golden Go if Torterra is on the field, because they cannot Protect, which means I will have to either Earthquake them myself, or I will have to just Woodhammer whatever is on the field. So yeah, I will have to be a little bit careful that way. We have Electabuzz for redirection support. We have Terra Grass here, and we also have Static, which is going to be nice for potentially paralyzing some physical attackers. We have Electroweb for some speed control, and we have Eerie Impulse to keep special attackers in line, while Follow Me can redirect away attacks for either Torterra, Primarina, or Volcarona to set up, which is going to be nice. And then finally, we have Choice Specs Golden Go, and this is why we do not have Protect on Golden Go. We have Specs Golden Go with Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Make It Rain, and Dazzling Gleam. So we have 2 relatively reliable spread moves, while also having 2 single target attacking moves right there. So we can do some massive damage to things with Thunderbolt. If we need to, we can hit flying and water type Pokemon for some super effective damage right there. We have Shadow Ball to hit opposing Golden Go. We have Make It Rain to just destroy things, and honestly, this is probably going to be just a Make a Rain button. And Dazzling Gleam's probably not going to see any action. But anyways, that is the team in a nutshell. Let's jump right on in to some battles. Alright, we've got Incineroar, Rotom Wash, Sinistcha, Hisuian Zoroark, Kommo-o, and Tyranitar. All things considered, not terrible for Torterra. So, what we could potentially do is we could go Torterra, And go for a Shell Smash. Even at +1, Earthquake should be doing a lot of damage. Woodhammer should be doing a lot of damage. I think Torterra and Electabuzz are going to be nice, especially since I do have speed control on the Electabuzz. And really getting the speed up is going to be great in the long run. We can get screens with Grim, and at this point, I think... I don't know if I want to bring Specs Golden Go in the back or not. I kind of like the immediate lead with Specs Golden Go, which really, most of these Pokemon do not appreciate taking a Make It Rain, which is nice. Outside of the Rotom Wash and the Incin, everything else is either neutral or... Yeah, everything except for the Tyranitar is pretty much neutral outside of those two. I could bring the Golden Go. Golden Go might be good, but I want to bring the Torterra. And I think, really... Yeah, you know what? We'll do it. We'll bring Golden Go in the back, but we're going to try to play more towards Torterra. I want to try to make this thing work. Torterra is one of those Pokemon like Bastiodon where I've been wanting to try it for a very, very long time. And I am now just getting around to doing it, so... Yeah. Also, for those who don't know, I put out a video on Bastiodon. It was a time. Go watch that if you want to. Not during this, though. Stick and watch this. Okay, so let's see. We've got Rotom and Incineroar into Torterra and Electabuzz, which, you know what? Fine with me. A Will-O-Wisp could be really bad. A Fake-Out Will-O-Wisp could be really bad. I do, unfortunately, use up my White Herb here, but what I could do here is I could protect... I know, super, super passive turn, but... I could protect here, I could Shell Smash, follow me the next turn, and then this way I get around the Fake Out and then Will-O-Wisp. That's the only really good way of getting around that, unfortunately. Now, if I really want to be spicy, I could have ran Special Attacking Torterra with Giga Drain, but yeah, I decided not to do that for some decent reasons. Now, if the Rotom on the off chance goes Terra Fire, that could be really unfortunate for a Torterra. Especially since I'm Terra Steel, I'm not Terra Fire, so I can't even, like, ignore a... oh, they're just going to withdraw. Great, okay. Now, the Incineroar's Will-O-Wisp, that could also be a problem. It's going to be Sinistcha coming in here, which, honestly, I don't terribly care about that. Yeah, the Fake Out went into the Torterra slot, so Electabuzz probably could have been okay there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to Shell Smash. There's probably a Trick Room coming, so I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea. I could technically bring Grim in and get some screens up, but you know what? We're going to commit to it. We're going to Shell Smash. We're going to follow me. I mean, worst case scenario, they Flare Blitz into Electabuzz. No, they're just going to switch out. Okay. Fine with me. This is Rotom coming back in here. So I'll get my Shell Smash off. I can follow me with Electabuzz next turn, because I feel like there's just Trick Room coming out. Or maybe there's Machagacha. Machagacha potentially burning Torterra could be bad. But I mean, they're probably gonna pivot in Incin. So what I kinda wanna do is... Oh, there's no Trick Room. Okay, there's just Machagacha. Please don't burn Torterra. Okay, perfect. So, what I can do here is... I can Woodhammer into the Rotom. If Incin switches in, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to Eerie Impulse the Sinistcha. Just to lower the special attack output on that thing. If they don't switch Rotom, great. Rotom is gone. If they Terra Rotom, well, it's not going to be great. And they didn't, so anyways. We get rid of the Rotom. Golden Go with Terra Water would probably be okay for dealing with Incineroar. And we'll get that Eerie Impulse off into the Sinistcha here. So now that thing's special attack is going to drop. I am at -1 special defense, though, so that might not help me. Oh, no. No, I'm fine. Ensign comes back, so I'm now back to neutral special or physical attack. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect just to get around the fake out. I'm going to Electro Web just for a little bit of chip into both of these Pokemon. And we'll go from there. Now, if they Flare Blitz, fine. They're just going to switch out Sinistcha instead, so you know what, that's great. I can protect Electabuzz next turn because I am at +2 speed. And I can Earthquake. Honestly, Earthquake would be nice. Torterra is also a ground type, so I don't have to worry about the Sandstorm chip damage on it. So, I don't dislike getting a tiny bit of chip into both of these Pokemon here, and plus, getting that Earthquake off is going to hurt. I am fairly invested into my attack stats, so even at neutral, an Earthquake should do a decent amount of damage to Ensign. I don't think it's going to be enough to knock it out at neutral, but I can do a good chunk of damage to it. Kind of wish I had Headlong Rush, but I don't. And the reason that I had going into building Torterra like this was so that the Earthquake could get around Follow Me, and Woodhammer could get around Wide Guard, and even resist it, like at +2. Both of these moves would hurt. That's what I was thinking with the Method to My Madness. And honestly, if I can get rid of Incineroar, Golden Go is in a very nice position where it can come in and make it rain to hit the Tyranitar. Now, Ensign just switches out again, so Tyranitar is going to get a little bit of HP back. And honestly, I don't really care about that. If this is Terra Flying, that's going to be a little bit disappointing, but I'm going to get to keep Electabuzz this turn. And honestly, by doing that and becoming a flying type, now I don't really have to worry too much about the special defense boost that Sand would give to Tyranitar for it being a rock type, and Electro Web is now going to do super effective damage. And I do have Thunderbolt on my Golden Go, so there is that. So anyways, you know what, we do a chunk to the Sinistcha. It's fine, it's fine. I'm going to lose Torterra here, but I was kind of expecting to, and you know what, this gets me Golden Go in for free. And plus Tyranitar is now going to take a little bit of chip damage, which is nice. So what I can do is I could Electro Web with Electabuzz just to try to get the chip damage off into Tyranitar. Golden Go can come in here. It can go for a Make It Rain. We can go for some massive damage right there. So we'll get Golden Go, the Treasure Hunter, in. And we are going to click the Make It Rain button. And then if Ensign switches in, we are going to switch Golden Go out into Grimmy. And then Electabuzz can just do some chip damage while Grimmsnarl gets a screen up. That's going to be the big thing. We get Grimmsnarl in, it's going to be great. Make It Rain's going to do a lot of damage, and honestly, we could probably brute force our way through it with Spirit Break if we need to. I don't want to, but I could. We're going to connect the Make It Rain into the Tyranitar. No switch. Terra is just gone. Sinistcha is almost knocked out. I'm fairly certain Electabuzz should be able to take it out or bring it down close enough. So we'll see right here, and they dodge it. So you know what, Electabuzz, you had one job. You blew it. They do have Life Dew, which is going to be a little bit tedious, but I can deal with that. And the nice thing is Golden Go can't be faked out by Ensign. I think what I could do is I could pivot Electabuzz out, bring in Grim, and then go for a screen. I could technically do that because I'm pretty sure Golden Go is going to be still high enough to knock out Sinistcha. Like, Golden Go is specs, it's going to be okay. The -1 special attacks drop just kind of cancels out the specs boost, so really, I should be okay. I can switch Golden Go out next turn, and then that way I can just reset my special attack stat. I mean, if Ensign just goes Flare Blitz into Golden Go, that would be awesome as well, because then the amount of recoil it would do to itself would be awesome. So we're going to connect our Make It Rain. Grimmsnarl is here. Grimmsnarl can go for Spirit Break into Ensign just for some chip damage. I can also set up a Reflect, and honestly, setting up the Reflect and switching Golden Go is probably the better idea. Knockoff lets me switch my moves now, which is great. Now I don't have to worry about... being locked into Make It Rain. I can switch Electabuzz back in. I can Reflect. I can Spirit Break and Electro Web, and we're good from there, because then Golden Go can come back in. Terrastalize, maybe, if I need it. I don't think I'm going to need it. I really would have appreciated if they went for the Flare Blitz, though. And then that way, just the amount of recoil they would have done would have been great. But you know what? Electabuzz and Grimmsnarl are going to be more than okay here. We get the Reflect up. Even if Electabuzz loses its Eviolite, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Even with the boost from removing my item, that really didn't do the most damage, which is nice. So we're going to Electro Web. We're going to Spirit Break, and we're just going to go from there. We're just going to start strong arming it. If one of these two Pokemon go down, they go down. Golden Go can go back in here. It can Thunderbolt the Ensign, do some decent damage. And we're going to activate its Berry right now, so really, it's going to be okay. We got our Spirit Break up, which honestly, that just undid the amount of damage the Citrus Berry restored, so I'm more than okay with that. The fact that they went Knockoff into Grimmsnarl is making me wonder if maybe there are 3 support moves, like Fake Out, 2 other status moves, or, well, Fake Out's not a status move. You guys get the idea. I'm wondering if Knockoff is the only main damaging move. Like, I'm wondering if they're maybe Parting Shot Will-O-Wisp or something like that. Yeah, Electro Web is actually doing a decent chunk too, which I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, this is done next turn. This is done next turn, even if Golden Go comes in. Oh no, they do have the Flare Blitz. Okay. It's done this turn. Yeah, it's done this turn because they're going to go down to their own recoil, which, you know what? Only losing Electabuzz and Torterra, I think that's an okay result for this match. Grimmsnarl did a lot of good work coming in late game, getting that Reflect up. The Spirit Break was doing some decent damage, and plus Golden Go could have just came in and hit that thing with either a Thunderbolt or a D-Gleam. So, pretty happy about how that worked out. The Rotom definitely had the option to make my life a little bit miserable if it did have the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm glad I got that off the field really quick. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that match recap. Good game to my opponent. All right, we've got Smeargle, Alolan Muck. I already know where this is going, and I hate it. Flamigo, Greninja, Charlodon, and Annihilate. Okay. Yeah, I really do not like this, but you know what? We have to live with it. We're going to go Volcarona. We're going to go Electabuzz. We are going to get Grimmsnarl in here. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to bring Golden Go. I really wish I had Haze or Clear Smog, but I don't. I think this is going to be a Volcarona game. I really do. I think what I need to do is I need to get Quiver Dance up. I think I need to get some redirection up with Electabuzz. Yeah, I think I need to do that. I think a little bit of speed dropping could be nice with Electro Web. Eerie Impulse could keep the Archaludon in line, which I really think that's going to be a bit of a problem. Flamigo getting to copy all of Muck's boosts from either Evasion or Moody. That's going to be annoying. Yeah, because Muck is going to click Minimize. I know that feeling right there. Yeah. So, Archaludon and Grimmsnarl. Okay, this is screaming Body Press, so Water Shuriken. We're going to Quiver Dance. We are going to follow me. Once I am faster than the Greninja, I am going to be a little bit happier. Not that it matters because Water Shuriken is a priority move. That said, I do not want that Archaludon getting set up and then just being able to body press everything, so we're in a bit of a awkward position. So there's the Water Shuriken into Electabuzz. So Getting Volcarona set up is going to be very, very important here. I hope the Archaludon just went body press into Electabuzz, and I get the paralysis. I don't, but that's okay. We're going to get up. We're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna Quiver Dance. We're gonna follow me. And if they went for another Water Shuriken, great. They did. Okay. So, now that I've taken 4 hits of Water Shuriken, Electabuzz is not appreciating this, but what I'm going to do is I am going to hit +2. I am going to Fiery Dance that Archaludon. They're also Draco Meteoring Electabuzz, which is awesome. And now what I am going to do is I am going to bring out Golden Go. I am going to click Fiery Dance and Make It Rain. And I am going to hope that Make It Rain brings the pain. Alright, so Fiery Dance into you. Make It Rain into both of you. Yeah, that is what we are going to do. We got Volcarona set up to +2. I now do not care that they are getting their Water Shuriken. Volcarona is going to outspeed both of these Pokemon. So now we should be able to do some respectable damage, and I'm fairly certain Golden Go should be able to outspeed the Archaludon. And from here, if I hit +3 with my Volcarona, that would be awesome. So the good thing is I have 2 special attackers in front of an Archaludon that has, while it has hit +5 defense, that's not going to help it, and it's also Draco Meteored itself. So its special attack is lowered. It's at +6, but that's not going to matter here. Make It Rain is going to nail both of these Pokemon. Archaludon is gone. Now what I need is, Muck to come in here and just to instantly go down. That's what I need. I can click Make It Rain to knock out Greninja, and I can Fiery Wrath. Not Fiery Wrath, that's Galarian Moltres. Co-Star is not going to help you, my friend. We are going to Fiery Dance your Flamigo, and we are going to Make It Rain. Battle is canceled. That's all I need right there. Thank you, Volcarona. Thank you for getting that off. I am very, very happy about that. The thing about Archaludon and Water Shuriken is Terra Grass on Greninja or Smeargle is great because it ignores redirection off of Rage Powder, but the Follow Me will just deny that. I think the biggest thing is maybe if they had Draco Meteored right out of the gate into Electabuzz, they might have done a little bit too much damage to me. It's a little bit hard to say, but I think Electabuzz probably would have taken it. Now, it could have been really risky going for that second Quiver Dance, but I definitely needed it to get Archaludon down to that lowered state of HP for Golden Go to be able to finish it off. So that could have been very ugly if I only attacked at +1. So I think going for the +2 probably was in my best interest. But anyways, that is enough for that match. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we've got Gliscor, Dragapult, Incineroar, Sneasler, Golden Go, and Rillaboom. Okay, so not gonna lie, Terra Poison Primarina looks pretty decent here. The Gliscor could be a bit of a problem for Torterra, but I mean, we might be able to manage. I kind of want to bring Torterra Electabuzz as the lead. I would love to get a Shell Smash off if possible. And honestly, Golden Go looks okay. The Dragapult is a little bit scary for it, as well as the opposing Golden Go. But I mean, if Electabuzz gets some speed control up, that could be okay. Volcarona might not be bad. I mean, Volcarona being able to Quiver Dance in front of these Pokemon could be nice. Let's take a quick look here. One Quiver Dance would put me faster than Dragapult, so I mean, I could technically do that. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll bring Primarina. And I kind of want to bring Volk, but I don't know if I want to bring Volk. You know what? I think I'm going to bring Grimmsnarl. Because they don't really have a direct means of denying priority with their team, so I could, in theory, Thunderwave the Sneasler, if possible. I mean, Thunderwaving Sneasler could be great if I connect. That would put them down, slow them down. So, we'll definitely see. Dragapult Sneasler, okay. Honestly, I think Electabuzz Follow Me could be nice. Shell Smash would definitely be great on Torterra here. I think we Follow Me. And, yeah, I mean, +2 Torterra would outspeed Dragapult. I could Earthquake. It hit both the Dragapult and the Sneasler. I feel like it's probably Bandit Dragapult and maybe Focus Sash Sneasler. And they're not going to be getting faster on Dragapult necessarily, so, I mean, should be okay. An Earthquake would do some massive damage, which I would love. No Fake Out either, which is great, so this is going to be pretty reliable for getting the Shell Smash off. U-Turn is coming out of Dragapult, that's fine. If Incineroar switches in here, my White Herb will activate, and then I can get my +2, no problem. It's going to be Gliscor, so you know what? They're going to get their Toxic Heal, most likely, which, you know what? I don't really care too much about that. Electabuzz is going to take the Dire Claw. We get the Static into the Sneasler. Great stuff. Okay. So, I get my Shell Smash off. I'm going to get my White Herb off as well, so I'm going to get to keep my defensive... I'm gonna go back to neutral on my defenses, which is going to be nice. I think what I would like to do is I would like to get a little tiny bit of chip into the Sneasler with Electabuzz, with an Electro Web. And what I could potentially do is I could even Wood Hammer into the Gliscor slot and Follow Me, just to take a little bit of pressure off of Torterra. So there is that. I mean, I don't think I have to worry about Protect coming off the Gliscor. We can hit this thing with the Wood Hammer. That's just a clean KO. Let's go, Torterra. Okay. And honestly, Electabuzz is going to hang in there with 30 HP, but I do get put to sleep, which is not great. I think I'm going to pop Terra Steel on Torterra, because I don't want to take a Dire Claw. It is technically opening me up to a close combat, which is not going to be great. Instance coming out. You know what? I'm going to protect Torterra here. I'm going to try to wake up with Electabuzz. Oh, no, this is going to be my guaranteed sleep turn. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're just gonna click buttons with Electabuzz here. I mean, ideally, I kind of want them to take out Electabuzz, and then that way I can get gold and go in for free. Primarina in for free would be nice too, actually. +1 Torterra is not going to be terrible. +1 Earthquake Torterra is going to be great. And that does cover the Fake Out right there, and that means that we're going to cover the Dire Claw, just switching into, or going into Torterra, which, you know what, that's fine. I'm going to Earthquake here. I'm going to try to protect with Electabuzz. If I wake up, great. Incineroar is withdrawing. You know what? That's fine. Dragapult is not going to appreciate this. If I wake up, all the better. Oh, I also meant the Terra. Whoops. Electabuzz woke up. That's great. We're going to get to keep Torterra. Or not Torterra. We're going to get to keep Electabuzz. We're not going to hit it with an Earthquake. So, I have a really good feeling this is a Focus Sash Sneasler. And if I can get rid of the Dragapult, that's really all I care about. They're going to hit me with a Dire Claw. Am I going to go to sleep? No, I'm going to get poisoned, and you know what? I don't care about that. I just realized, too, I have Grimmsnarl and, what's its face? I have Grimmsnarl and, Pre-Marina in the back. And you know what? We're going to Woodhammer into the Dragapult. We're going to Electroweb. If they switch in Incin, they switch in Incin. Incin's not the fastest thing out there. I have Terra for my Pre-Marina. I have Grimmsnarl. I can set up Reflect. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, that's going to be alright. So, more or less, I want to see if they switch out the Dragapult. I don't think... Nice. Sneasler got paralyzed there. I feel like they went for Protect. We're going to hit the Woodhammer off into the Dragapult. That's going to be a KO. Incin's going to come in. I'm okay with this. I would love to get an Earthquake off, but I think Torterra is going to go down to Poison. And it's just Incin left. Great stuff. Great stuff. Let's see here. Am I going down to Poison? I am. Okay. I'm fine with that. Pre-Marina can come in here. We can Hyper Voice Incin. Electabuzz can Electroweb. And the nice thing here, too, is they can't hit me with, or they can't hit both of my Pokemon with Incin. Like, Pre-Marina is going to just come in here and apply some pressure. Like, they can fake out either one of these two Pokemon, but, I mean, Incin doesn't want to get hit by what either one of these two Pokemon wants to do. Now, they could still Terra. They could potentially do that, but, I mean, it's all right at the end of the day. Like, if they want to go Terra Grass, they go Terra Grass. Also helps if I hit the button to get Electabuzz to do what I want it to do. But yeah, anyways, if they go Terra Grass, they're still neutral to Spirit Break. I can throw up a Reflect with Grim, and then I can just go from there. We're going to get Terastallization out of my opponent right here. Good stuff. So, let's see right here. Incineroar is going to turn into a Ghost type. Even better. Because they're not going to resist Hyper Voice. I mean, if they want to fake up Pre-Marina, they can fake up Pre-Marina. Electabuzz is faster, so whatever attack they're going for with Incin is not going to outspeed Pre-Marina. I'm going to get my Throat Spray off. And if they're Citrus Fairy, that's fine. That was a lot of damage at neutral. Like, we're going to be okay. And they went Knock Off into Pre-Marina. All the better. Perfect. So Electabuzz outsped them. And now, because I can, I'm going to Terra Poison Moonblast. And I'm going to Electroweb. Battle's canceled. Works for me. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Torterra did excellent work. Like, we one-shot the Gliscor, which is good because Gliscor can be a very tanky Pokemon. We got really fortunate with the static into Sneasler. That just slowed that thing right down. And honestly, being able to hit Dragapult for so much damage with that Earthquake and the Woodhammer follow-up was just delightful. So, very happy about how Torterra played. Good game to my opponent. I don't know about you guys, but I had some fun with Torterra today. I also had fun with Volcarona as well. I got Shell Smash and Quiver Dance up, and man, we just had a wonderful time. We had a little bit of a awkward dynamic for one game here, but we did get to smack that Rotom Wash with a Woodhammer that was boosted by Shell Smash. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get around the Terra Flying Tyranitar with Torterra, and Torterra went down. But honestly, Torterra getting rid of that Rotom was more than enough for me because I did have the Golden Go to do some decent damage with the Make It raid. And plus, I did have Electabuzz and Grimmsnarl finish off the Incineroar at the end of that game. And then we also played Archaludon and Greninja. And while I am in all favor of Water Shuriken stamina shenanigans because I have done that myself. Yeah, that's the thing. I've done it myself. Electabuzz pulled away 2 different sets of Water Shurikens, meaning that Archaludon was not getting set up. And even by the time it did get set up, Volcarona was already at +2 with its special attacks, special defense, and speed from Quiver Dance. And one Fiery Dance into that Archaludon was a colossal amount of damage. And plus, I got Golden Go in. I had Make It Rain. It was going to be a very good time, although it was a very short match at that point. And then finally, we ended up playing against Sneasler, Dragapult, Incineroar, and Gliscor. And I almost forgot the Gliscor because the Gliscor was not around, but thankfully, I did have a great lead of Sneasler and Dragapult into my Electabuzz and Torterra, and the Sneasler did not have Fake Out, or if it did, it didn't go for it. Electabuzz was able to redirect away attacks while Torterra safely set up the Shell Smash, and then I got to click Earthquake, I got to click Wood Hammer. I one-shot the Gliscor with a +2 Wood Hammer, which was just delightful. And plus, Incineroar was the last Pokemon, and Primarina came in for Torterra after it fainted, and it was able to apply some great pressure thanks to the speed control from Electabuzz, slowing it down with the Electro Web. Primarina was then able to use Hyper Voice, activated Sprout Spray, mitigating the amount of damage from the knockoff, and then it was basically sealed in stone at that point. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I hope you guys had fun watching Torterra in action, and be sure to let me know what you think of the team down in the comments below. And I might potentially make a rental code, I might not, and if I do, it'll probably be up until like the beginning of December, and then I'll probably take it down from there. Anyways, see you next time.